Okay, welcome to the Chapter 12, Section 3, Payroll Records Presentation Lecture. Please make sure that you have the notes, if there are notes attached in classroom with this presentation lecture, so that you can fill those notes in as we go through the Section 3 material. All right, Section 3 is preparing the payroll register. The payroll register is a document or a computer program or a spreadsheet utilized by the payroll department. Is going to summarize information about employees' earnings for each pay period. It's very important to point out the different items here in the payroll register. Item number 1, which is right here, that is the total hours that is worked by the particular employee. The next column is the rate, that is the hourly rate or the hourly pay. Then number 3, the combination of these 3 columns is the calculation of the earnings, regular, overtime, and then totaling them up. And then with any employer, an employee is going to have to pay deductions. Those are taxes and other deductions that might be set forth by the employee. That section is listed right here. This one we have Social Security tax, Medicare tax, federal income tax, state income tax, and it looks like hospital insurance is the other deduction. So totaling up all those deductions and then doing a math calculation of taking the earnings minus deductions to get the net pay. And then once the check is paid and mailed or given to the employee, that is recorded in the final column, column 6, which is the check number. Payroll register is then totaled on the very bottom right here so that we know as an organization or as a business how much hours were worked, how much earnings were earned, what were the deductions, what was the net pay for that particular pay period. Now, preparing payroll checks, the payroll department will do this when they pay employees. Businesses will write the checks in a certain form. Sometimes there are a lot of organizations that don't take care of this anymore. What they do instead is they just do direct deposit. But if you're working for an organization that does still write checks, then they will do it in this manner. The cash that is taken out to pay employees is going to come out of the cash and bank account. It then is going to go into the payroll checking account. And then once the payroll register is complete, money is transferred from cash and bank to pay our employees. Here is an example of what a check might look like that is sent to an employee. Preparing payroll checks, as I mentioned before in the previous slide, direct deposit. Sometimes net pay is deposited into the employee's personal bank account by the employer, and that is completed through an EFT, which is short for electronic funds transfer. If we take a look at a demo problem here, this is a problem that we are going to be completing in class. This is the filling out of a payroll register. If you notice here in the top, we are given the information for our payroll pay period, for our employees' hours worked, hourly wage, and taxes and deductions. We are going to take that information and then plug it into the payroll register. However, if you feel confident and want to give that a try, the demo problems have been attached so that you can give that a try on your own, and then we can compare the results when we do the problem in class. Now, the other form, the other record that is taken care of by the payroll department is the employee's earnings record. This is going to contain all payroll information for each employee. So there's an earnings record for every single employee that is working for the organization. If you can take a look here, we have all of the employees' information here in the top, Social Security number, date, name, address, so on and so forth. And then the bottom portion is going to show all of the earnings and the pay and the deductions for each pay period over the past few months. Might be the past quarter, might be the past period, might be the past year. But one of these is completed for each and every employee. And sometimes doing them by hand is obviously quite cumbersome. Having a spreadsheet program or an accounting software program to handle this for the payroll department obviously is going to save time and make it more efficient. Managerial implications for payroll accounting. This is done obviously to reduce math errors. Many businesses use payroll computer software. It helps with the process and helps eliminate human error. Payroll records help to print out labor costs, allowing managers, owners to make better scheduling decisions. Too much overtime might be a sign of inefficiency. So these records, just like any other data point within the accounting system, is presented to the managers or to the CEO so that decisions can be made based off of data. In this case, it might prove something such as an inefficiency. It might also prove a shortage of employees. It might prove a number of other things in terms of the operation itself and where processes can be trimmed and become more efficient. So that concludes the presentation lecture for section 12-3. Please make sure that you review the slides and make sure that you have all of the notes if needed, and attempt those demo problems, and we will complete those in class together next time that we meet.